Hi there, Lee Farnell here, and right now we're going to cover a topic that's so important. It's critical to life success, business success, life success, but they don't teach it in school. They don't teach it at university. Mummy or daddy might have touched on it. Your sporting coach might have touched on it. We're talking about goal setting. Why would you set goals? Who talked about goals in your life? Who told you shouldn't even set goals? But this is it. We're talking about smart goal setting. It really will transform your life. We're talking about personal and business and work. We're talking about all of life goal setting planning. We talk about smart planning, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, time-based tracking. Very, very important, but no one tells you about this. Most people spend more time planning their next holiday than they do their life. Yet what we know, there's a super relationship between setting goals and achieving goals. Funnily about that. But there's also a relationship in terms of the quantum physics of writing down goals, focusing on goals, working a plan, and manifesting in reality. But let's get to this. Why set goals? Well, first of all, the mind is a goal-seeking device. The mind, the reticular activating system, that part of the brain that filters what goes on, because we don't remember everything, consciously at least. You need to focus. Because what we focus on is what we create. Focus on negative things. Boy, wonder why negative. Focus on what we don't want. Wonder why we keep getting what we don't want, whether it be health or money or problems or relationships. We talk about the time zones we focus on. Do we focus on the past, the dead past? Do we focus on the imagined future? Do we focus on the now? Most people are too busy focusing on the dead past and their old story. So there's a link between your self-image, your self-talk, your self-esteem, where you focus, what your story is about yourself. Oh, I'm just a poor boy, for poor family, spare him his life for his... In other words, focusing on the negative, oh, poor me. Well, how can I be rich me if I focus on poor me? How can I be healthy me if I consciously focus on sick me? So we want to be defined, make a note of this, want to be defined by our image of the future. What is your desired future? What is it you want to create? So that's why we write down goals. We paint a picture of our future. I mean, it's funny that whether it be David Beckham or Ronaldo or, Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones, who are the people they had on their walls? They had Pele. They all had role models. Every morning they'd look up, every morning, noon and night, I want to be like Pele, I want to be like Chuck Berry. They set role models. They had images of who they wanted to be like, who they wanted to role model, the relationship between self-image and goal setting. So you become the person who achieves those goals. You become the mountain climber that climbs Mount Everest. It's the journey. I want to climb Mount Everest. Okay, you need to become that mountain climber. And so the story you tell yourself, you want to write it down and record it, the story. Who am I? What am I looking to achieve? Now, we'll talk about this in just a second, about how you write goals, certainly how you do affirmations. There's a relationship between goals, what I want to achieve, where am I now, what do I want to achieve, what are some of the milestones along the way, and what kind of person will I become, my attitude, my behavior, my daily practices that will help and make that happen, daily deliberate practice to achieve those goals. And when I achieve those goals, as I'm climbing the mountain and getting a quarter of the way, celebrate. Getting half of the way, celebrate. Getting 3/4 of the way, celebrate. I focus on the path, not on falling. Very important. Where do I focus? But also, who's on my team? Who's my peer group? The people around me supporting me? Who are my role models and mentors? Who's keeping me focusing on the path? When I want to stumble, when I want to rest, when I want to give up, who's there to challenge me to keep going? And therefore, what's the routine I should have? The importance of routine. Routine. Now, routine, another R is reverse engineer. So in other words, you've got to your goal. By the way, what is the goal? So in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, what will you have achieved? What will you have achieved? Not what do I want to achieve, what will you have achieved? In other words, you as is the goal. What is it you will have achieved? Write it down. And of course then the routine, the daily routine, what time are you getting up? What are you doing each hour, each 15 minutes in the hour? Chunk it down. Have a daily discipline to walk the path to achieve. The marketing path, the customer service path, the brain food development path, the meditation path, the personal health path, the love path, my relationships, the gratitude path. All of these things are part of your daily discipline. The importance of knowledge. What are you reading? What podcasts are you listening to? What information are you immersing yourself in? Immersing yourself in knowledge and inspiration that will help you keep moving on the path, getting stronger, getting more knowledgeable, expanding your worldview. The importance of coach and mentor. Who is coaching you and mentoring you? Who's there saying, hang on, you're on the wrong path, you're doing the wrong, hang on, let's just go back over the basics again because there's a couple of things you're missing. Blind spots. Who's helping you with your blind spots? And then the importance of visual stimulus and environment. So you need to set the right environment, the right visual stimulus. That's why, let's go to the tools for goal setting. 1, you've written those goals down. You've written them down. It could be a letter to yourself. It could be typed up. It could be handwritten. But then you want to keep it visual, keep it top of mind, which is where point 2, so goal setting, written and visual goals, pictures of the house you might want to be in, or the car, or the amount of money in your bank account, or your net worth number. What is it? Keep it visual. What you focus on in the mind. As they say, what you can hold in the mind, you can hold in the physical reality. And that's why a visual storyboard. So a board with pictures on it that describes your future. So I'd say, send me a photograph of your visual storyboard. Send me a photograph of, or even send me the actual written goal statements. Now I'm going to give you a worksheet that you can do that with. Because we're talking not just about business and sales goals, but also health goals, relationship goals, community goals, even charity goals. But then join a mastermind. Be in a group of people that hold you accountable to the highest standards and your goals. The ecosystem you put yourself in, very important. The higher the level of expectation of the ecosystem, the more you'll rise. What do they say? Fly with eagles or fly with turkeys. Different flight path. Hypnotic suggestions. Now you want to be recording those goals and talking about it as if they are happening. I am making $100,000 a year. I am making $100,000 a month. I am making multiple streams of income. I have created. It feels fantastic. Now, this is another important part of goal setting, is not just writing down the goals, but imagining the feeling you'll have when you achieve those goals and when you achieve key milestones along the way, because it's the feeling that creates the vibration which puts it out there into the universe, the field of possibility, the field of infinite possibility. So it's the thought connected to the feeling. Negative feelings create negative vibrations. Negative vibrations do not create positive outcomes. So it's positive vibrations, love, gratitude, excitement, joy, achievement, feelings of achievement, feelings of satisfaction, because it becomes a positive reinforcement cycle. So we're not just talking about writing down goals and leaving it at that. It's a whole of person, whole of business, whole of life approach to goal setting. Hypnotic suggestions. I am achieving. It is happening. It's exciting, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's invigorating, it's joyful. And the reading and the listening materials, keep your brain, reading, listening, meditating in the morning, first thing, imagining the day unfolding, achieving those milestones. And of course, tool number 6, I've gone 1, goal setting, written and visual. 2, visual storyboard. 3, mastermind accountability groups. 4, hypnotic suggestions, meditation. So you've recorded as an affirmation, the goals are happening, the goals are appearing, the money is appearing, the customers are appearing, the health is appearing, the healing is manifesting and appealing, the relationships are appealing. You're focused as if, as is. So we talk about the 3 Ps. Positive, that is, you're talking about what you're getting, the positive outcomes, not what you don't want. You're focusing on you are getting the money, you are getting the customers. Present, as if it's happening, not it will happen. Present, positive, present, personal is where you talk about how it makes you feel. I feel fantastic, it's exciting, it's wonderful, it's joyful, it's empowering. And so you're then also going to be reading and listening to materials that inspire and teach you. You're immersing yourself in those. That's point 5. Point 6, tool number 6, is time management. So where's your time management? Chunking down hour by hour or segment of day. So, start work day, exercise time. It's all in the Ideal Week Planner, by the way. And then Ideal Week Planner. And then, by the way, then the sheet, like I have here, daily activity target sheet. So you're measuring the activities that are going to make a difference, whether it be phone calls, whether it be follow-up calls, referrals, whether it be prospect meetings, closing meetings. Exercise, measure. What we measure, the metrics we measure our life by will determine our life outcomes. So time management, ideal week commitments, and measurements. So then when we get to the actual SMART goals, you're going to have SMART goals for health and fitness, the health and fitness segments of your life. What are the top 3 action steps and projects you're going to need to make that happen, whether it be swimming, diet, exercise, joining a fitness class, doing yoga. Write it down. What are they? And then you're also going to write down how I feel when I've achieved them. I feel fantastic. I feel wonderful. I feel invigorated. And you might even go, my personal reward, I'm going to give myself a reward. It might be I'm going to buy a new pair of shoes. I'm going to buy a new yoga costume. I'm going to buy a hat. I'm going to take a trip. I'm going to go away for the weekend. Give yourself a reward, an extrinsic reward. But in fact, it's the intrinsic reward, how good you feel, which is more important than the extrinsic reward. But some people are very motivated by extrinsic reward. So you'll buy yourself a new pair of shoes or a new suit or a new hat or something that excites you, that's worth, will motivate you. So your first goal is health and fitness goal, because they say the first wealth is health. Second area will be sales and business segment of my life. So the SMART goals for the sales and business are what? What are your SMART goals for sales? What do you want to achieve? And if you're going to achieve that, what are the action steps and action projects you need to take to make that happen, to achieve those goals? And then how you'll feel. I'll feel terrific. I'll feel a sense of freedom. I'll feel a sense of achievement. I'll feel love. I'll feel valued. So health, then sales and business, then finance and investments. So let's get down to the money. What are your financial goals for this year? Write them down. How much do you want to earn per week, per month, per year, per quarter? What are the targets? Therefore, that being the case, what will be the action projects to make those financial goals a reality? And how will you feel? I'll feel freedom. I'll feel wonderful. I'll feel in control. I'll feel relaxed. I'll feel a sense of achievement. Then we move to family, friends, loved ones, the relationship segment. What are my goals for my family, my friends, my loved ones, this segment of my life this year? Write it down. Therefore, what are the action steps and projects to make? What are you going to need to do to invest in those relationships in terms of gratitude, in terms of courses, in terms of love, in terms of going out, doing things together, hugging, telling the person you love them. Maybe at times even what do you need to forgive, to let go of for that to work. And then how you'll feel. I'll feel loved, I'll feel connected, I'll feel a sense of belonging. And then what about the area of mental health and spirituality? Sense of control, sense of relaxation, sense of love, sense of what needs to happen to invest in your mental health and spirituality. connecting, meditation, even yoga, a sense of connection with something way bigger. Maybe even in terms of giving back to the community in terms of karmic forces. Then the area of learning and development. What are you going to do this year in terms of your own personal learning, personal development? Make notes. As you grow, your business grows. As you grow, your wealth grows. As you grow, your contribution to not only your family and immediate friends, but your community and your life beyond the country, the world. What are you going to do? How are you going to learn and grow? Because for you, your business to grow, for your finances to grow, for your life to grow, you have to grow. So what's the fertilizer you're going to put there in terms of learning and development? And by the way, fertilizer, what about weeds? If there are weeds that need to be removed, what do you need to remove? So then there's a summary. You've got a life segment, your health and fitness segment, your business and work segment, your finance and investment segment, your family and relationship segment, your happiness and spirituality segment, your learning and development segment. So it's all there in the planner. Write it down. And as one of the champions of my clients, Ronnie Alhaj, talks about, reverse engineer. Imagine it's happened. Now let's work backwards. What are the milestones that you've worked and put in place and achieved to make that happen? Reverse engineer your success. Reverse engineer your health and fitness success. Reverse engineer your work and business success. Reverse engineer your finance and investment success. Reverse engineer your family and relationship success. Reverse engineer your happiness and spirituality success. Reverse engineer your learning and development success. And if there's any area that has been missed, then imagine that, write it down also, and reverse engineer. Reverse engineer. What are the milestones? What have you done to make that happen? Then work the plan. Work the plan, and the plan will work for you. Work the plan, and in many times you'll be surprised how you exceed those goals. Don't be one of those people who spend more time planning their holiday than they do their life. If you put the same amount of energy that they put into planning their holiday into their life, their health, their work, their finances, family relationships, happiness, spirituality, learning and development, they would exceed their wildest expectations. Dream it, plan it, do it. If you can hold it in the mind, you can hold it in your hand. Work the system, use the templates, and then on a daily basis, you'll look at those goals, you'll affirm, you'll do affirmations, so you'll create affirmations, you'll write down affirmations, you'll record those affirmations into MP3 and listen to them as part of your daily meditation. Success, as they say, is an inside-out adventure. As you work on yourself, and your internal operating systems, you will manifest in the outside world. All things are created twice. First, in the mind, in the inner world, in the mental world, and then secondly, in the physical world. Whether it be your house, your shoes, your car, the building you're in, the meal that you're eating. Firstly, it's been created in someone's mind, then often written down as a blueprint or a recipe, and then that recipe's been followed. And in the early days, you might have made mistakes with that recipe, but then you get better and better and better. You use the Japanese principle of Kaizen, continuous and never-ending improvement, like a diamond that's being polished, getting more and more beautiful, more and more successful, more and more realizing your full potential. Every day you are empowering yourself and empowering others around you to realize their full potential. You'll have multiple streams of income, multiple streams of joy, multiple streams of health, multiple streams of well-being, multiple streams of manifesting a wonderful life. This has been a program on goal setting and planning, not only for this year, not only for the personal life, but business. You whole of person, whole of business. As you develop personally, you also develop your business. Need more help? Touch base with us, Everyday Empowerment Institute. This is Lee Farnell for Everyday Empowerment Institute. You work the plan will work for you. Go for it.